Hello, people. What is up? How are we today? Are we doing great? Are you doing good? We better be doing good. Welcome to which on the holy night, it's Sunday, which means we read. Oh, I'm tired. So yeah, it is time. Oh. Time for me to respond to a few DMs real quick. Hold on. Oh, what's up, place? What is going on? Okay. Alright. And close a few of these tabs and then we'll get right into it. Oh. Hey, what's up, Faye? How's it going? Oh. What is TS? It's a visual novel. Okay, just tired. Probably won't stay for the whole stream because I gotta sleep. Well, this is a chill stream, so low-key, if you just want to have it on in the background, I don't care. You can just lurk. Fair enough, yeah. Plays, to answer your question, like, actually fully, it is a visual novel. So we are reading, it's a reading stream. We do this every Sunday. We have been for like a month now. So, kinda hoping that we can finish chapter 4 today. That's the goal, at least. Because I think we can. I think, because, oh. Yeah, I know chapter 5 is super long, so that might take a few streams to finish. It's like a game. Yes, but no. Yes, because it is a, like... Okay. This specific one is more like a book rather than a game, but there are visual novels that are more like games. Like Danganronpa and Doki Doki Literature Club are other visual novels that are more gamey. This one is more book. There's not really any, Oh, hi, Issa! Thank you for lurking. Yes, I will enjoy my VN. This doesn't really have, like, many choices, per se. But it's kind of game. I don't know. It's more book than game. So, we're gonna just hop right into it, because I don't want to waste... I don't want to waste any time today. Because I mostly want to just get through chapter 4. Truly, that's what I mostly want. So it might be a shorter stream today. But that's okay. Industrious students had a place to explore that side of themselves, under the guardianship of the student council president. More easygoing students could spend their time after school as they wished, as long as they were mindful of personal responsibility. The fact that the poster boy of independence was the student council vice president indicated just how vast the spectrum was. Oh, that's an X, not a Z. Ozaki, you in here? Damn. Tobimaru Tsukiji threw open the door to the satellite student council room, the rumored location for their secret meetings. Despite all appearances, he was the student council vice president, who also happened to be the poor soul responsible for executing the student council's dirty work. One person was waiting for him in the cramped room. The student council president, Aoko Aozaki, sat imperiously in a folding chair, glaring at Tobimaru and his boisterous entrance. Also, Faye, congratulations on first. This room is freezing as usual. I really need to buy a heater. So as not to succumb to Aoko's oppressive silence, Tobimaru opened with some casual small talk. Thank you for coming. Let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Do you know why I've asked you here? I have an idea. What's with the formality, Aozaki? Pretty cool to talk shop right away all the time, you know? Tobimaru closed the door and sat down across from Aoko. He was holding a blue envelope. Yeah, and loose lips sink ships. Ooh. Might remember that one when you get. Might remember that once you get out into the real world. Alright, I'll remember. Wait a sec, nice try. Tobimaru was halfway to agreeing with Aoko before he caught himself and began to shake his head. As much as Tobimaru enjoyed the lack of red tape in his new line of work, he was not ready to turn full spy on his first day on the job. So then, when you done with your investigation? Yeah, I just finished the last interview just now. The details are in the envelope along with the file you gave me. He tossed the envelope onto the table. Good. Aoko picked it up and began to scan through the documents that were inside. She entered her own little world, not sparing the slightest bit of attention for Tobimaru. If ignoring other people were a skill, she'd be a master at it. Ahem. Huh? I just wanted to ask one thing. Yeah? And? The room was filled with a chilling silence. Aoko continued reading without an ounce of emotion upon her face. Though Tobimaru kept up an air of indifference, his stare remained fixated intently on her. Sad how I have to watch the first stream to understand. I mean, each of these streams have been kind of short, so honestly, you could binge them. I don't think I've read this visual novel for longer than like 2 hours at a time. Let me check. This is the 7th? Well, 6th, actually. This is the 6th stream, and yeah, my longest one was 2 hours and 28 minutes. Actually, no, the longest one is 3 hours, and that's the first one. It's technically split up into 2 streams because my internet, buffed out halfway through. It's so quiet. Do you get a kick out of doing this kind of thing, Aozaki? Of course not. What's so fun about gathering intel? I hardly even get to use. Right. Just want to check. Whether or not he was convinced, Tobimaru stood up from his chair with a disappointed expression. You'll figure this out just by reading it all. I wasn't able to dig up anything conclusive. I have Skittles. Let me go grab them real quick. I wanna have a snack. Grabbed it before, I know. Okay. Hello. What the hell? I have no sunset pictures yesterday? Oh, shit. Loke? Got to post them. No, let me just... There, I posted it in the Discord. Alright, I have Skittles. You'll figure this out just by reading it all, but I wasn't able to dig up anything conclusive.
というより、おとといあの辺りにいた生徒はいないって話になりそうだ。まあ断定はできないけどな。
By all indications that there weren't any students in the area the day before. It's not like I can say that for sure, though. No longer concerned over his task, Tobimaru headed for the door. As if to say as if to say it was out of his hands.
と、そうだ。
Oh, and one more thing.
そういえば、一人だけ該当しなかった奴がいる。季節外れの転入生までは、青崎も調べきれなかったみてえじゃねえか。
There was one student that wasn't included in your dragnet. You forgot to include any out-of-term transfers. Alko raised her head ever so slightly. He was right. The recent transfer student was not included within the scope of our investigation.
そんなわけで、その字に関しては調べてないぜ。
So I haven't looked at Sonoji.
まあ、あいつならいつだろうと遅くまでバイトだろうが。いや、人殺しを見たなんてこと口走ってるようじゃ、家で悪い夢でも見てたのかもしれねえか。
Though considering it's him, it's safe to assume that he was working late. Or wait, it would be if he hadn't have mentioned something about seeing a murder or whatever. Told him it was probably just a bad dream. Tobimaru cheerfully left the student council room. What? Simultaneously, Alko felt her fingers go numb. And the documents she was holding spilled all over the table.
そんな、まさかね。
It's the song. Can't be. It's not possible. She broke out in a cold sweat, trying to tell herself that there must be some kind of mistake. However, the uncomfortable feeling in her gut would simply not go away. Perhaps because her intuition was almost always right at times like these. You've got to be kidding me. And yet, she knew what she had to do. She would not have hesitated to kill Tobimaru if he had been the witness. What if... Well, what if it was who she was thinking of? Just considering the possibility might cause her blood to run cold. Alko put her forehead in her hands and began to brood. And then suddenly... Let us talk choice. You will always be faced with choices. A virtuous fool and a wicked sage cannot save both. You must pick one. That is the freedom granted to you. Two years earlier. Alko muttered the words offered by her grandfather the day she replaced her elder sister as a successor, and let out a sigh of lament. Oh, hi, Aiko! This has to be a joke. She laughed at her own intuition. But it was no joke. How you doing? Doing good. Seems I've taken a liking to you. Okay, with the 5-stream streak? Hold on. Oh, you're gaming. Hold on. But it was no joke. If only these words had never been said. Alko locked up the student council room and left for the day. Calmly, as though none toward had happened, she greeted the students as they passed by in the halls. She was almost shocked by how natural she seemed. There are still plenty of students at the school. The grounds were noisy with the chattering of students who had finished the day and had yet to head home. Others still had club activities. The gray sky looked ready to pour, but nobody seemed to pay any mind. Amidst the clamor, Alco hastened. I think it's hastened to the school gates. Let me look that up. Let me make sure I'm saying that right. Hastened. He passed by some students in animated conversation. They seemed to be talking about their after-school plans. They were adamant about maximizing their free time. Could not figure out how they could possibly be so irresponsibly focused on fun, but at the same time was in no mood to make fun of or feel envious of them. Two short years prior, she had been just like them. Wonder if I'm becoming desensitized to it all. She retied her scarf, this time more tightly to give off an air of solitude. She was fooling no one. After all, what people who feign solitude are really masking is what people who feign solitude are really masking is rejection. Solitude, rejection, they're two sides of the same coin. The area by the school gate was busier than usual. A group of boys appeared to be huddled behind it. Their transparent attempt to be discreet in terms of both location and loudness of voices did nothing to hide the fact that they were noisily arguing about a girl standing alone on the other side of the street. That's Alice. The girl was cloaked in a black cape. At first glance, it could have been mistaken for normal attire, but those from Misaki could tell that she wore the uniform of a prestigious girls' school. Said school had no connection to Misaki High in any way, shape, or form. Evil and intimidating girl. Truth. Like, hello? Why are they like... Why Alice dressed like this, bro? The two schools were miles apart both physically and spiritually. A member of that school's student body was a rare sighting, as the majority were forced to live in the school dorm. Rain Girls Academy had a reputation as the school for princesses. It was rare indeed for one to be slumming with the common folk. That alone would have been enough to cause the ruckus among the boys, but this girl looked the epitome of class. One could not help but describe the standing figure as charming. The way she silently and motionlessly waited was reminiscent of a meticulously composed portrait. Aoko took one look at her before instantly recalling that one word. Solitude.
まったくうちの男子どもは家に帰りもせず陰でこそこそやってるのはそういうこと。
Okay, you lame brains. Don't you have anywhere better to be? Disgusted, Aoko barged through the gate. At this point, she would normally head home, but today she crossed the street towards the waiting girl. Oh crap! Is that the student council president? Damn it, she's trying to chase her away. Let the girl be. She has a right to stand there if she wants to. She's gonna go nuclear. The president versus the angel. Me back, sir? Alright, Dasabi. What gives, man? Who cares if she's from another school? She's not even on school property, right? Right, guys? Don't mess with Madame Aoko. You're just asking to be smacked. The boys ran their mouth behind their back. Not in the mood to shut them up, Aoko walked right up to the girl and offered an informal wave. Something the matter, Alice? I told you before, there's nothing of interest for you here. For real? Aoko heard the boys by the gate lose their collective minds and did her best to ignore them. I wanted to be sure, but Aoko. Those people are a nuisance. You think? I'll chase them off. In contrast to Alice's small voice, Aoko spoke loud and clear. Naturally, this was on purpose, as to deal with the riffraff by the gate once and for all. Or all at once. Crap, she's coming this way. Hey, stop pushing me! Move it, I'm out! But doesn't it look like they're tight? Maybe we could get the prez to introduce us. What the hell are they talking about? Rookie mistake. You still haven't experienced the realities of the battlefield. On second thought, don't let your dreams be dreams. It's your funeral. Perhaps because too many of them had gathered in one place, the mob had entered a frenzied panic as they all tried to escape. Aoko addressed them all. Well, what do we have here? If it isn't the Go Home Early Club. Would you mind telling me what you're all doing gathered in a place like this with no club activities to attend? The student council president stared daggers at the boys. In any case, exams are coming up. It sure would be horrible if instead of going home to study, you were loitering around just to ogle another school student. Now would it? Wouldn't it? It's not like a single one of you had the guts to even go up to her and say something. Not one of them was brave enough to admit that this hit the nail on the head. If any of them had such courage, they would have already been chatting the young lady up. I think I forgot something in the classroom. If I had known it was going to end like this, I would have at least gone down trying. What if we go borrow binoculars from the astronomy club? I'm sure we could get a good view from the roof. The astronomy club doesn't have any binoculars, dummy. If anyone does, it would be the Wild Bird Society. Yeah, the press destroyed those last month. If you have enough time for bird watching, you have enough time to find a girlfriend, chicken. Find a girlfriend? Sorry, Zaki. I'm gonna cut out through the back exit. I got a jet too. Later, Prez. See you tomorrow. And with those oh-so-charming remarks, the boys scattered with their tails between their legs. You seem to be enjoying yourself, Aoko. How could you tell? Oh. Aoko's response slipped out all too easily. In truth, there were not that many bad apples at Misaki High, and dealing with them wasn't really that bad. So? What brings you down here? Did you find something out? I identified traces of the witness from within the field. All we need to do now is put a name to them. I see. Alice, how long have you been waiting here? Since school was dismissed. So she had been here for roughly an hour. Standing in the same place for an hour would be taxing for someone as sensitive to the cold as Alice. I'm sorry. If you would have told me... Don't be. I'm just doing it because I want to. As she spoke, her black eyes were fixated upon the gate and the students passing through it. She had likely been observing the gate in this manner for the past hour. You weren't waiting for me, were you? Well, I'm here now anyway, so we can go. Alice nodded in assent. If Alice was still here, it meant she had not found the witness yet. If she had found this student, Alice would have already gone home ahead of Aoko, begun to research the student's background. Nothing came up on my end. She reported the results of tomorrow's investigation. Alice remained silent. With that, the conversation ended, leaving the two to silently endure the freezing wind. The silent stakeout dragged on endlessly. The students continued to pass the gate, each shocked at the sight of the unusual combo, and head home. After 20 minutes, Alco let out a sigh. Let a sigh escape her mouth. Perhaps from boredom, perhaps from the cold, or perhaps from both.
ねえアリス、帰り黎明に寄ってかない？
Hey, on the way home, do you want to drop by Dawn? Alco quickly turned to Alice to catch her reaction. Dawn was the name of one of Alco's favorite coffee shops. Offering no clear indication as to whether she was critical of Alco's blasé. Yeah, it says blasé. Yeah, blasé. Or agreeing to her whims. Alice's gaze shifted ever so slightly. Oko followed her stare. Hey, Aozaki, are you meeting someone here too? Sudden voice took her off guard. There was only one person who spoke with this gentle, good-natured tone.
そう。やっぱそうなるわけか。
Of course it'd be him. Turning her back to Alice, Alco moved her focus to the newly appeared student.
それで、今日は何の用？
Can I help you with something? All politeness flew out the window. Already in a bad mood, Alco's mood plummeted the longer she looked at Sojiro. The subtlety of her expression, however, was lost on him.
いや、これから駅前で水泳部の部長と待ち合わせなんだけど、そのことでお礼を言っておきたくて。
No thanks. I was just on my way to the station to meet the swimming club captain, and I wanted to say thanks. Well, that was completely unexpected. Thanks? Joining a club? Alco had a hunch that he was about to say something brainless.
ふーん。お礼ってお礼参りってこと？
And by thanks, you mean payback, right? Fortunately, Sujiro was completely unaware of the more sinister implications to the word payback.
よくわからないけど、そんな大したことじゃないよ。
I'm not sure what you mean by that. but it's no big deal.
ただ、水泳部は夏までそう忙しくないって話だったから。
It shows that the swimming club captain said that the club doesn't get that busy until summer. Sojiro was about to thank her for recommending a club that wouldn't take much of his time, when Aoko cut him off with an expression of disinterest.
当然でしょ。幽霊部員になりそうな生徒なんて紹介できないから。忙しいあなたでも務まりそうな場所があったから口に出しただけよ。
Well, of course, I couldn't very well introduce you to a club that I knew you would never turn up to. All I did was mention some that even someone as busy as you could join.
なるほど、無駄がないね。
I see. Very efficient. His open admiration for her sapped Aoko's will to fight. Finding a suitable club and negotiating with its captain hadn't been an efficient use of her time at all.
とにかくお世話になったから、それで礼を言っときたくて。
Anyway, you really helped me out. I just wanted to say thanks. Sojiro gratefully dipped his head, not before the flustered Aoko stopped him.
よしてよ。今あなたにそんなことされても迷惑だから。
Give me a break. You're just gonna give me a headache if you do that.
それで、水泳部はどう？やっていけそう？
So, how's the swimming club? Does it seem like a good fit? An awkwardness infiltrated her previously sharp gaze. Sojiro was able to pick up on the odd change to her behavior, but could not divine its reason. So he simply started with what he knew so far and reported the most recent information he had.
ああ、水泳部はクビになった。
Oh, I got kicked out of the club already.
なんでよ！
This fucking dumbass. What? Why? Aoko instinctively shouted at an unexpected response. Like a human jack-in-a-box. This unexpected development threw her mind in a tizzy. She momentarily forgot the complicated feelings she had been wrestling with.
だって今から待ち合わせだって。
But you just said that you were on your way to meet the captain.
それは、これからヤシロギの温水プールに連れて行ってくれるからだよ。
Yeah, the captain's taking me to a heated pool in Yashirogi. Sojiro stated this very matter-of-factly to the still reeling Aoko.
話がつながらない。そこまでうまくいってるのに、どうして入部を拒否されるのよ、あんたは。
I'm not following. Things seem to be going fine. Why would they kick you out?
そりゃ、俺が泳げないからだ。
Oh, that's easy. Because I can't swim. Aoko reached up with her fingers and pinched the bridge of her nose as she processed his answer.
しずきくん、昨日の私の質問は覚えてる？走るのか泳ぐのか、どっちがいいかってやつ。
Shizuki, do you remember my question from yesterday? The one where I asked whether you preferred running or swimming?
私の記憶は正しいけど、一応確認しておくわね。
I'm confident that I remember your answer, but please repeat it to me.
あなた、確かに泳ぐ方だって言ったけど。
You said you preferred swimming, right?
ああ、昔から泳げないのはなんとか克服したかったんだ。反対に走る方は得意だけど。
Ad break is starting soon for people on Twitch. Yeah, since I was little, I always wanted to learn. And I'm already really good at running, so... Her energy spent, Aoko finally understood.
俺が1年なら1から鍛えてくれたらしいんだけど。
Apparently, they would have taken me. Or they would have taken me in and trained me from square one if I were in my first year.
あと3ヶ月で3年になる身分なのに、金槌の部員は雇えないそうだ。
I'm gonna take a pause right here for a second to let ads go, because they will start soon. Take this time now to actually... Yep, there they go. Just gonna do this real quick and then we'll continue onwards. I'll come back from ads, people. When is that again? Pennant. A pennant for... Oh shit, did I hit 900? Oh my god, I hit 900 subs. Oh shit. That happened live. Oh fuck. Wait, that's cool. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Look at that. Only 100 away from the big 1K, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Damn. I can't believe it. Holy shit. We're up there. Right, that's everything? Yeah. Alright, good. I feel like this week's schedule is gonna be very, very popular with a lot of people. Anyways, let's see if we can finish chapter 4, and then I think I might end. Let's get chapter 4 done. Sadly, it sounds like they can't recruit a second year like me who sinks like a rock, especially with only 3 months left in the school year.
けど部長が親身になってくれて、これから泳ぎを教えてくれることになったんだよ。
But the captain was really nice about it, and even offered to teach me how to swim. Sojiro's words were spoken from a place of joy, a fact that failed to reach Aoko.
つまり欠陥品を売りつけたってわけか。こりゃ水泳部の部長に合わす顔がないと。ちょっと待った。
Huh. So in other words, I tried to palm off defective goods. I'll never be able to show my face to the swimming club captain again. Wait, but isn't the captain a...
しずきくん、水泳部の部長って。
Shizuki, the swimming club captain is... She stopped herself short of a girl. She's afraid of how that might look, that she might not be able to rein herself in if she started.
もういいわ。気持ちは分かったから、どこか遠くにいてくれない？少し疲れてて、とてもじゃないけどあなたの相手はしていられないの。
You know what? It doesn't matter. I understand now. So you can just go far, far from here. Okay? I just can't deal with you right now.
飛び丸もそんなことを言ってたな。青崎は昨日と今日、珍しく疲れてるって。何かあったのか？
Tomimaro said the same thing, come to think of it. He said that you were unusually tired yesterday and today. Did something happen?
ちょっとね。でもいいの。解決したみたいだから。
Kind of, but it's fine. It seems to have resolved itself.
それより、しずきくんはどう見える？私、そんなに疲れて見えるのかな？
Anyway, how do I look to you, Suzuki? Do I look that exhausted? Why had she asked him this? Blurting out things for no reason or on impulse? This was not usual for Aoko. Perhaps it was because she realized that this would be their last chance to have a normal conversation. Ah! After a few moments of contemplation, Sojiro conjured up a grin that cut straight through the tension.
そうだな。疲れているというより、生き生きしているように見える。仕方なく畑を耕していた狼が、久しぶりに狩りに出ることになって、機嫌を上げている感じだ。
Well, I would say you look more lively than you do tired. Like a wolf that's been forced to plow fields for a long time, but is excited to finally go on a hunt again. Seems so cheerful. Like he was so happy for her. Without thinking, Aoko's hands went to her cheeks. What if he said were true? Then she was grinning ear to ear. There was just no way she would have made such a mistake.
とにかくありがとう。じゃあ、また明日。
Anyway, thanks again. See you tomorrow. Perhaps still not comfortable enough to wave to her. He said his goodbye with sincerity in his voice and smile, and took his leave.
待って。こんな話があるの。聞いてから言って。
Oh, hi, random. Wait, I have a question for you. Then you can go. Aoko called out to him. Her voice was cold as she admonished herself for having been somewhat affable earlier.
Hmm?
Yeah?
意味のない例え話よ。
This is just a hypothetical question.
そうね。あなたが空腹で死にそうな時、目の前に同じように空腹で死にそうな2匹の動物がいるとするわ。
Let's say you were on the brink of starvation, and right in front of you are 2 animals, also starving.
しずきくんに銃をあげる。それでどちらかの動物を撃って。右はライオンで、左は子猫。選ぶのはあなたの自由だから。
Someone gives you a gun and tells you to shoot one of them. The one on the right is a lion, the one on the left is a kitten. What do you do? It was a fable-like moral dilemma, especially in the way in which especially the way in which it was cruel and rather preachy. Shoot my dog. This guy. The kind that if you thought too hard about, you would never find an answer. Sojiro answered quickly and calmly.
いや、撃たないと思うよ。だって自分の好きにしていいんだろ。それにほら、空腹ならお互い様だ。
I don't think I'd shoot at all. You asked me what I would do, right? And come on, all three of us are starving. He was not in the least fazed by the dilemma. He gave the most innocent response, so innocent, in fact, that it would give anyone pause.
長生きするわ、あなた。
You're going to live a long life, Suzuki.
すごいセリフだな。そんなことを言われたのは、多分君が初めてだ。
Whoa, you think so? I think that's the first time anyone has ever said that to me. Adorning his face with a smile wholly out of sync with his comment.
何よ、それ。
What is that supposed to mean? What the heck is that supposed to mean? She regretted stopping him. If only she just watched him go, this conversation would have never happened. Sojiro Suzuki made his way down the sloped street. Today was just like every day. He probably had to work late again. Only Aoko and Alice remained, with Alice doing what she could to simply blend in.
つくづくこっちのペースを乱してくれるわね。あの人畜無害の田舎者は。
That harmless hick really throws me for a loop. Aoko clenched with her right fist tightly as she cursed out loud. Anything to prevent herself from screaming at the top of her lungs. Whether that scream would be directed towards Sojiro or towards herself was another matter entirely. Aoko heard Alice's soft voice behind her. Aoko knew what she was going to say, and she had known for the entire time. Ever since Alice, having shown no reaction to any of the other students, changed her expression upon seeing Sojiro.
言わなくてもいい。あいつでしょ？目撃者。
Sorry, man. Gotta go. I'm out and have to conserve my battery. Fair enough. Have a good day, random. You don't need to say it. It's him, right? The witness? Her voice was cold as ice. It was the voice of someone talking about a complete stranger. The lion and the kitten. There were pros and cons to choosing either of these animals. The point being that she had asked him to choose one of them. In terms of risk, the lion was the more dangerous choice. The instant the gun was pointed at it, there was a chance it would fight back. Those who chose the lion required more courage, but any sense of guilt that came with holding a gun would be forgotten. Lions were fierce creatures, a poor excuse to shoot an animal perhaps, but one that certainly helped elevate the guilt. But what about the kitten, the weaker creature? It goes without saying that the kitten would be an easier target of the two, but choosing it would be a disquieting decision for anyone. Even if the kitten had no chance to survive, it was too senseless to carry out. And to Aoko, Sojiro was that choice. Hello, Elamagius. I knew it was him, too. When she had felt that sinking feeling in the student council room, she ignored it. But there was no getting around what must be done, she told herself. Until, that is, Sojiro went and said what he did, causing her resolve to waver. But the discomfort in her chest did not stem from any guilt she may have felt. She could not care less for Sojiro. He was weak and would be incredibly easy to deal with. Yet for some reason, she could not dispel her reservations. A transfer student who moved to the city from the middle of nowhere with no family to speak of? Few would notice if you were to suddenly disappear compared to a person with some renown. If she were to kill him, it would be as simple as wringing a cat's neck. What is with the cats in this? Why are we killing cats all the time? When 100k subs? No idea. Hi, Josh. 100k might be a little bit... might be a little bit... We're close to 1k, but we're not close to 100k. We are definitely not close to 100k. Huh, alright, guys. Let's shoot for 40. And it all served just to piss her off. It was too lucky. Like everything had been neatly handed to her. She wanted to just drop kick it right into orbit.
信じられない。私嫌がってる。これは違う。
Can't believe it. Hate it. This isn't how it's supposed to be.
こんなの私じゃない。
Why am I like this? Standing behind her, Alice heard all of the muttering. Nevertheless, she seemed to ignore it and said,
彼、首に布を巻いていたわね。
He had something wrapped around his neck. A wholly unrelated topic. Elko returned to her senses.
首？
His neck?
ええ。水泳部の首とかけていたのかしら。
Yeah. Congrats for the 900 subs. Yo, thanks, L. Thank you. I'm actually so happy about that. I'm so happy that we're, like, growing. There's a new video coming out soon, by the way. I'll mention it again at the end of the stream, but there are new videos on the way. Don't worry. I'm taking this. Don't worry, there won't be you know, it won't be too much longer until the next video. Oh, I was late because I watched too much Bad Bunny and more Dominican music because I'm Dominican. What? What does that even mean? I get it, but I don't get it. Also, I mean, cool, nice. Also, but... Okay. Alice had put too much thought into this. As if it had deeper meaning to her somehow.
そういえば、あいつ初めて会った時も首に布巻いてたっけ？襟を行儀よく締めてるから目立たないけど。
Now that you mention it, I saw him wearing the same thing the first time we met. Must have missed it because he always has his collar done up. Conversation turned to idle nonsense. And though it solved none of her current problems, Did help calm Alco's frazzled nature, or nerves. Whoa.
サンキュー。落ち着いたわ、アリス。
Thanks, Alice. I'm good.
それと、気合も入った。
I'm ready to go.
善は急げ。あいつが言いふらす前に決着をつけよう。
Let's strike while the iron's hot and end this before he spreads any rumors. Pumped once more, Alco turned her back to the school gate. For now, they would retire to the mansion and prepare for battle.
いいけど、いつ、どこで彼を殺すの？
Sure, but when and where do you plan to kill him? She said quietly, so as not to be overheard by anyone else. Normally, Alco had to rein in that side of Alice, out in the open as they were, but this was far from a normal situation.
今日の夜、場所はとっておきの夢の国よ。
Tonight. As for the place, we shall meet him in the land of dreams. She gave a fearless sigh, or laugh. Ugh. Strangely pleasant sound, like the one would make when meeting their lover. Hey, and that's chapter 4 done. Let's save. And that is it for this one. And we'll start chapter 5. Chapter 5 is a really long chapter, so we'll start chapter 5 next week. I'm gonna head over to here. Alright. That was pretty cool. That was pretty good. That was a nice little send-off and right into the climax, or not the climax, but like to the main action. This is when the real meat and potatoes is coming out, I guess. So... if you haven't taken a look either on Twitter, in the Discord, or in the YouTube community tab, excuse me, the next week's schedule is already ending. Yeah, Sundays are shorter streams. They're never longer streams. If you look at the playlist of Witch on the Holy Night, they're usually they're not usually too long. Today's goal was just finishing out chapter 4 because I didn't want to start chapter 5. I just wanted to finish chapter 4. If you look on Twitter, in the Discord, or in the YouTube community tab, next week's schedule is already up with all the streams that I'm going to be doing next week. So if there are any that interest you, you can come by if they're live. The next time you guys are actually going to see me is tomorrow. I'm going to be playing Minecraft and the Quarry with one of my friends. So that'll be super fun. We're going to try to finish the Quarry in one stream. And then, as I said before, I've got a lot of videos on the way. Got a lot of videos on the way. So, keep on the lookout. I also want to start making a few shorts again. So, just to, because it's been a long time since I made a short. So I might make one and post it for you guys. But, yeah, so the next time you guys see me will be tomorrow, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day, night, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. And I will see everybody tomorrow. Bye-bye! Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye!